I didn't have to tell him to unpost me. I didn't have to tell him to remove me from his social media. He just did that on his own.
Social media has an unhealthy grip in your relationships. Scribe, let's talk about it.
I had to pull over to get this off my chest, but 2 months ago I ended my engagement to a really great man who just couldn't love me how I need to be loved. And I went through a divorce 5 years ago, and I promised myself I would not be in another relationship where my needs were not met. And so here we are. But I'm a person with really strong boundaries and standards, and I've had a lot of time to reflect, and I'm thinking back to like early on, and there was a time where we had been dating for 6 months and I had posted him all over my social media and he had still not posted me. I told him that it bothered me, and you know, of course he posted me at that point, but it doesn't feel the same when I'm telling you to do it. And throughout our 2.5-year relationship, he maybe posted 2 or 3 pictures of us, and most of those were prompted, and that's just super frustrating when he's such a good man overall, but I have to tell him those like little things. But the super interesting part is when we broke up, I didn't have to tell him to unpost me. I didn't have to tell him to remove me from his social media. He just did that on his own. I don't get it, but my advice would be, if you are having to tell him how to love you, he isn't the person for you.
Grow up. Like literally grow up. That's a ridiculous take. That's a ridiculous take. You want him to use his social media the same way you use yours, even though in the inception you both use social media differently. You want him to post you, then he posts you. You're upset that he posted you, that you had to prompt him to do it. Of course, he's saying this is not how I use my social media. I don't post like this. Most of the time, men don't use their social media like women do. You're insecure about your place, especially when it's reflected on social media. You want to be his everything, and you think his social media reflects his everything. Most of the time, men don't post that. There's a level of intimacy there that you don't really see. The stuff we post is usually, you know, flyaway. You can take it, but no one's using their social media. Most men don't use social media as a diary, as a catalog of what has happened to them on a daily basis. It's not what we do. But the way you want, right? Remember, this is a want. You want this. You don't necessarily need this. No one's love language is social media. You want him to post, and you want him to adhere to what you want, how you want it done. Then you make this completely asinine comparison of saying, when you ended the engagement, you guys are done. Of course, you didn't have to tell him to take it off because you guys are no longer on. Who keeps pictures of their ex and intimate moments online when you guys are no longer in a relationship? There is a cleansing process. That is a natural phenomenon. You seem like you need a lot of work. You need a lot of help in understanding your insecurities, your desires for how you want your partner to treat you. And it's an inability, this lack of an understanding that, yes, you have to teach your partner how to love you. Otherwise, you have to find someone that is equally and perfectly aligned with you, just in an opposite sex's body. And that's usually where things get a little hairy. You need to find someone that has the same sort of insecurities as you and understand what it would be like to deal with that. To have to constantly tell a woman, don't do this, do that, but I don't want to have to tell you to do that. I don't want to have to tell you how to communicate with me. You should just know. I don't want to have to tell you any of these things about me. You should just understand them and do them immediately, because the minute I prompt you, it's now hollow. It's now fake. You don't give people enough grace, probably because of how you've been hurt in the past. Social media is one of the easiest ways that people say, oh, this doesn't work. It's probably because social media that we constantly think we have all the options in the world. But when you're using your social media as a litmus test for the viability of your relationship, and on the same breath, you can also say, he was a great guy, but you're trying to mask this insecure want as a need, because in that language, we all understand the very same thing. The minute you say someone failed to meet your need, you're exempt. Now that person came up short. Rather than someone saying, okay, understand we put up boundaries and you're a person that's very structured and has very clear boundaries. Is that an actual boundary, a violation for you, or is this a want reflected from an insecurity that you've been carrying around? You can say whatever you want to say about this is a boundary. My boundary is I don't want to date anyone who doesn't want to get up with me at the same time I get up, even though we may not be living together, even though you may be across the world, across the globe. If you don't get up at 4:30 with me, that's a boundary of mine. And people could look and say, really? Really? Right? For what? So you guys can go work out together? No, I just like to get up at that time. So should you. And I shouldn't have to tell you that. I shouldn't have to explain that to you. You should just understand it. Now that you set your alarm and get up at 4:30, I prompted you to do it, so it's not real. Men hear the same thing when it comes down to, you want us to buy you flowers, but I want you to want to buy me flowers. Okay. But how am I ever supposed to understand this if we never have the real conversation of saying, this is what you would like, but is this a need? Is this when we look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where in it does it say post on social media? This is a reflection of your insecurity. You want to be out there because the way you use social media, you like to use that and say, this is an interpretation of my relationship. Here, let me demonstrate how I do it, and then you fall in line and do the same thing. Why? Not you. I don't use social media that way. Here's a question. Here's a simple, very simple question. When you posted him on social media, did he object? Right? Because the people in the comment section saying, oh, he was just he had a different life. He didn't want to be seen out there with. Did he object? When you took photos of him and 6 months into your relationship, posted him all throughout your social media, did he object and say, take all that down? Probably not. That's not your complaint. That's not what you said at all. You just wanted him to do what you were doing, and because you did it, you felt insecure. So now that insecurity, you mask it as a need, you mask it as a boundary, and say someone violated it. No one violated it. You just need help. You just need work. We have to go back to understanding men and women operate differently. We use things differently. We use social media differently. It doesn't mean one way is right or one way is another. There's no guidebook. There's no guidelines to say if you do this, then that. If he was someone that posted every rigmarole of his life before and he doesn't post you, you can say, that makes sense why you'd have an objection. But again, it's his social media. Not like you guys have a family account or a couple's account. It's his social media. He gets to post what he wants. He gets to post nothing. He gets to post everything. Just like you do. You can post exactly what you want. As long as whatever you post is not disrespectful to a partner, okay. Why do you get to say it's this? And we get the process. It's a very simple thing. You are violating a need of mine, a boundary I've set. Therefore, I'm going to blow this thing up. This is a sign you need help. We can't keep pushing this online like this is a normal course of business. No. Probably don't need to date for a little bit. You need to address some insecurities of why this bothers you, why you make this out. You even said that dumb stuff at the end. That's what I'm going to hang the hat on. You didn't have to tell him to take it off. Why would you? Why would that cross your mind? And it seems for a moment in time there, she realized exactly what she was saying. And she still posted it. Listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on your screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you're listening to Sound My Voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. We're trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.